Hello and welcome back to my channel.
And I'm not going to listen to any nonsense that says investors are going to leave. All multinational companies and foreign investors who have invested in South Africa have got some investments in China. Why are they not leaving a country called China where the land is owned by the state if they are so allergic to state ownership of the land? Here in South Africa, major projects that are happening with a lot of foreign investment are happening on state-owned properties, long lease state-owned, as we speak now.
But why should people trust the government to own all this land? You've seen how corrupt the ANC has been over the past few years.
No, but why should people trust government to hold their money on their behalf? Because the ANC, as we speak now, owns the Reserve Bank.
You wouldn't trust the ANC to own all of the land in the country right now.
I've trusted them to own all of the money of the country through a democratic process.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you trust them to own the money? The money. Money. And you can't trust them with the land. What is that? They are having the money of South Africa as we speak now. They are having a union building, the headquarters of South Africa as we speak now. So they were given that mandate through a democratic process. Who am I to question that? I'm contesting that they are not the best of the best to be relied on, and the EFF is that alternative. So I don't pass policy on the basis of who is in government. Because if you say the state can't own the land, then the EFF is the government tomorrow. Then what happens? So you would want pass policy based on the current situation. You must have a vision. We say the state must own the land because we are going to be government. We know that for sure, that we are going to be government. So anyone who's going to be engaged in corrupt activities when it comes to the land will expose that person the same way we're exposing them now when they steal our money. We didn't take the money away from them and say, let's give it to individuals to hold it because we can't trust these people. No, we still gave them the money to hold it for us. Every time they steal it, we expose them, we arrest them, and we fight that they can be sent to jail for a very long time. The same will apply with the land. That anyone who steals the land, anyone who engages in shenanigans that are unconstitutional and unlawful, such will be prosecuted and sent to jail for a very long time.
What about people who are invading land right now and occupying? Is that wrong?
It's not wrong. All, by the way, we are products of land occupation.
Sure, historically,
Yes,
certainly.
yes.
But it's illegal now, it's against the law.
Even then, it was illegal.
Of course,
So,
of course it's wrong.
it has always
But
been.
how do you build a society if...
For black people to have a piece of land, they've always said it's illegal. So black people have always taken land for themselves. This Soweto that produced Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu, it's a product of illegal, so-called illegal occupation. Today is the biggest township in Southern Africa. So it has always been like that. Firstly, we start by occupying the land because we're trying to exert pressure on the state. And later on, the state comes to accept and they put services and they build houses for us and all of that. So there's nothing wrong. It has been, it's part of the struggle.
So it's a two-way approach. You fight in parliament for one thing, and on the ground you tell people, go and grab land.
There's no grabbing of the land. It's occupation. It's our land. We're occupying.
Sure, I mean, however you want to read it, go take back your land.
Yeah, we're taking it. It's our land. And we've taken an unoccupied land as a demonstration of our seriousness to the issue of land. We've never grabbed any farm. We've never taken any land which is in use. We've never done that. But we're using this unoccupied land as a way of demonstrating to the international community and to our government that we are serious about the issue of land. Please put the systems in place, expedite it, otherwise it will become ugly, and we don't want it to be ugly. It is these types of land occupation programs which have resulted in Parliament passing a resolution that said, let's go back to our people and ask them, what should we do in order to speed up the process of land redistribution.
Isn't there a more political interpretation of that? It's that the ANC, President Ramaphosa, see that the EFF's taking votes away from them, so they have to shift a little bit to the left now, and this is one of the things they're using in order to not have such a rapid decline come 2019.
Absolutely, it's political.
Yeah.
Politics are about dynamics and balance of forces. President Ramaphosa and the ANC, not even President Ramaphosa, I think in 2006, the ANC passed economic policies which were neoliberal because they were facing a serious challenge from the right. And they passed those policies which have resulted in this crisis we're having today of high unemployment, high inequality in South Africa. So now they're facing a contestation from the left. They have to, from time to time, strike a balance so that we don't have a ruling party which is just one-sided and exclude the majority of our people. So if they are doing it for politics, good enough for us because our people will benefit. If they are doing it for politics, good for them, they will get vote, our people will get the land. It's okay. We want our people to get the land.
When I spoke with Monsieur Lekota, you can't deny his credentials, his experience. Yeah. He's very passionate about this issue and believes you're fundamentally wrong on this. I asked him what would Madiba say about this issue. And he said, Madiba would tell me, Tara, what is wrong in principle can never be right in practice. Is there some sense to that?
No, I mean, Tara has lost his mind.
Really?
Yeah, I think he needs to get his mind examined. He has lost it completely. One morning he wakes up and he says he's ANC, and one morning he says things that sounds like he's not normal upstairs. I mean,
he believes it's theft. Just taking land from someone is theft. No more, no less. So he believes you can't, no matter how bad the injustices were in the past, you can't fix it by grabbing.
And that is madness. How does taking my car, which you stole from you, become a theft? You steal my car, I come and take it. I find it, I take it. In Tara's mind, that is theft. I mean, that is insane. We're not stealing anything. We're taking what is rightfully ours. But I'm not taking my car and leaving you stranded. I give you a ride. This is my car, I'm taking it.
Without compensation? How are you getting a ride?
No, I'm giving you a ride. We're driving together. I won't leave you here stranded. Yes. Why should I compensate a criminal? You steal my car, you want money from me to buy it. You're committing more crime by wanting me to buy from you.
Because that was one of the fundamental things in '94, which was, okay, we press reset from Madiba. White people, you've been born into privilege, but you don't bear the sins of your forefathers. Let's work together. You contest that.
If I was not there in 1994, I was not there when Madiba clinched deals with those people. Right. If there is any commitment Mandela made with them and then we are going against it, they must go to Mandela. We don't owe them anything. We have no agreement with them. Nothing. And we are not bound by Mandela's resolutions at all. We are not bound by the decisions taken in the negotiations. We're not there. We are here now. And we are going to chart a way forward and determine our own destiny. Madiba did what he had to do. The conditions then maybe were not favorable for him to do what we are doing now. And we are not Mandela. I think people should get that very clear. We're not Mandela, and we're not going to do Mandela things here. We're doing our own thing now. And this will benefit our children. We are so uncompromising about that. We've compromised for far too long. And what is even worse is that those who are in possession of the land are refusing to release it. They said willing buyer, willing seller. Even if you are a willing buyer, they are no longer willing to sell. All the so-called prime land, they're taken by them or they sell it to foreigners. They sell it at abnormal amounts. If you go to Cape Town, if you come here in Sandton, in Joburg here, Land is extremely expensive, making it impossible for even a willing buyer in South Africa to buy a piece of land at waterfront. That is a deliberate exclusion. Mandela gave them a favorable deal. He said, willing buyer, willing seller. They didn't take advantage of that and sell at a reasonable price. No, they were not willing to sell. They even increased the price. Cape Town is only affordable to the foreigners. Not even a South African multimillionaire black person, Robert Gumed, will not afford to buy a place at waterfront without the support of the PIC. No, you have to get some huge financial institution to back you up before you can afford to buy a piece of land in waterfront in Cape Town. What type of policy is this? What type of freedom is this? That 24 years into democracy, we are worse than the way we were during apartheid. It can't be. Then terror must tell us what must happen. What is terror's policy, which is different from what is happening now? Is terror saying we must continue with willing buyer, willing seller, even when it's not working? It has not worked. Multimillionaires in South Africa can afford houses, proper houses at strategic places in this country. They've made it deliberately so to exclude black people. In the townships now, go to Soweto. Houses that were extremely cheap in Soweto are now extremely expensive. Why? Property must be a reserved thing for white minority. But because we can't say this is for whites, we use money to exclude and perpetuate racism and apartheid.
So Julius Malema was just trying to emphasize that they are going to take the land, because whatever Mandela did in 1994, that is going to be a past, because we don't know why he have changed the policy to nationalize the land. And now for the EFF, they really want to give land back to their own people. That's why he always emphasizing using phrases like, if you have stolen my car and I came to take my car back, that one is not called theft, because what we are going to do now, we are going to take unutilized land, then we occupy it. It's not land grabbing, but unutilized land that we are going to take and occupy it. So for the EFF, they want to speed up the distribution of land. They cannot have their own people, their black people that are living in South Africa, but they don't have the land. Since they are having a mandate from their own people, because mind you that this is in a political organization, they went to parliament with the issue of the land. And after they went to parliament, they come back and ask their people, what should we do? Most of the people, they are requesting the EFF to speed up the land. They want the EFF to speed up the land or to distribute the land, because they cannot be in their own country without land, landless. And even the policy of willing seller, willing buyer is not working, because that was a Mandela thing, according to Julius Malema. That one was a Mandela thing, and them now, the generation, and Julius Malema's generation is not the Mandela generation. So the Julius Malema generation, they don't have the land. That's why now they want to speed up the land distribution, so that every black people who are in need of the land to work on the land, they can be given land. Yeah, and I did a video of Helen Zille where she was saying that black people if they are saying that their land were stolen. So black people, they must come forth with evidence to show that their land were taken. So this is racist to the core because, so as a leader, it descended from the white settlers. We know the story of the settlers, how they settled themselves with the land. And most of the land that they were taken, this land, they were in a custodian of the chief, the black chief. Because of their supremacy, they just come and grab the land. They were not occupying, they were grabbing the land. They even went to an extent so that they can try to eliminate the Khoisan by introducing chicken pox so that they can reduce the number of these indigenous people. Most of the Khoisan people, they lost their life because of this epidemic. But it was brought to them by the white settler in the name of occupying the land. Why I'm redoing this video is that I missed a lot of points because the issue of the land, again, according to Karel Niehaus, I did a video about him also. I'm just refreshing this video so that people, they can go back and watch this video. So Karel Niehaus was saying that in 1994, when Madiba went to Davos to read the speech or to represent the country in an economic forum, so somebody went there and changed the speech. According to Karel Niehaus, I did a video about him concerning this matter. So Karel Niehaus was saying, so the ANC, their stand on the land was that they have to nationalize the land. They have to nationalize the land. They have to nationalize the banks and the mining, including Eskom. But because of the ANC was infiltrated by that time, and they have seen imposters that they were imposed on them as an advisors or as an economic advisors to Mandibas. So these are the people who went or who sneak into the rooms of Master President and they change his speech. So you can literally see now that the ANC government, they know what they are doing because they trash the program of nationalizing the land so that the black people, they can be given the land. So they trash that one in the dustbin in Davos. But when they went there, the speech was written. Everyone was having a copy. But so Mandela went to the podium and started pronouncing otherwise, that they are not going to nationalize the land. And everyone, they were looking at themselves like, what is happening? So we thought we came here, or the policy of nationalizing the land will go ahead. But because of the imposters that they were imposed by then, as a member of ANC economical or as an advisors to the president, they find themselves without nationalizing the land. And there were no turning back. There were no turning back because he already read the speech. So that is according to Karel Niehaus. That's why now the ANC, they are in no way to nationalize the land, or they are in no way to take the land from the white people. They are in no way to remove or to take this land from the white settler because they have already decided it. That's why this election is going to be tough because people, they are tired. People, they are tired of waiting for the government to give them the land. And it's not that they are going to grab the land. It's only that they want to speed up the process of giving or the process of distributing land to their own people because they can't continue like that. Even Malema acknowledged that the way the ANC, they are governing the country, or they are governing the policy of the ANC is not in favor of the black people. But they made a policy according to the right wing, because maybe they were pressured by these people. So they find themselves now giving favors to the white settlers instead of their own people. And their own people now, they are the ones that are suffering. And even now, the willing seller, willing buyer is not working, because no one is willing to sell. And even if they sell, and even if they want to buy, so the price, or they have inflated the price so that nobody can be willing to come and buy. Nobody will come forth to buy the land. Extremely expensive. So it's extremely expensive. But black people, they need the land for agriculture. So in fact, the black people, they need the land to work on the land when it comes to agriculture, farming, raising animals, housing. They need to build houses on the land, schools, hospital, factories. They need the land. But if they continue to have the land to be held under the minorities, so the continuation of colonialism, it will continue, or the certain program that they were already put up in place so that they cannot be changed. Just to favor the white minorities. So thank you so much for watching. If you have watched up to this far, consider yourself subscribing to the channel, like the video, and see you on my next one. And I would like to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to everyone who have tuned to my channel. I thank you so much. And please, let's grow the movement. So let us grow the movement, because you guys, you show me love, and I really appreciate it. And especially to my subscribers who make sure that whenever I upload a video, they watched. You guys, I see you, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you so much again, and see you on my next one. Bye-bye and bye.